Good Monday morning, TNT. Welcome. Cup of Joe time here on CCN TV 6. Mid-morning magic right in your television screen. My name is Joy Villafana. What a wonderful performance by Mia Gormandy. Isn't the pan amazing? Our national instrument, just amazing. You could literally play anything on the pan, you know. Mia Gormandy, looking forward to speak with her. She is a bit of an intellectual when it comes to pan music, and we're really going to try to get to know a little bit. Some big things coming up this week when it comes to the pan and the pan movement here, not only in TNT, but around the world. We'll tell you about that a little later on the show. Let me drop my cup of inspiration on you this morning, TNT, because I have a nice one that I want to share with you. I never lose. You know why? Because I either win or I learn. You never lose. You either win or you learn. That's a little bit of inspiration for you this morning, TNT. Music Mondays are brought to you by our friends at the National Gas Company. We are getting ready to speak to Mia Gordon. Big show planned because we have some new segments that we're going to drop in there as well. A lot to come. We have a cup for a cause segment that you're going to hear about. Lots of nice things to come on the show this morning. It's Monday morning, no Monday blues here on A Cup of Joe. We will be right back after this and we will speak with Mia Gormandy, local panelist doing so well internationally. Stay with us, Cup of Joe time.
One morning, Peter walked out to find every flower that he never stopped to notice, every sunrise that he never watched, every football match he forgot to play with his son, and arrived at a cafe to find every conversation he never had with his father. And it was only then that Peter finally decided to wake up. Wake up to life. Nescafe. Nestle. Good food, good life.
Introducing the industry's first ever bottle wash feature. Dedicated jets are built into the upper rack and can be turned on or off. When selected, the jets direct water deep inside items like baby bottles, travel mugs, and sports bottles. It's a confident clean you can count on.
There are moments in the history of a nation that bookmark our collective pride and joy as a people.
The new world record holder is Brian Charles Lara.
Moments that mark a significant shift in the way we see ourselves and the way in which the world sees us. Today, the record success of NGC and all it means for us is a milestone of which we can all be duly proud as we reflect on how it all began and where it all takes us now in a global marketplace. Over the last few years, we have witnessed one of the most progressive periods in the energy sector, with new benchmarks of progress and new thinking earning us accolades around the world for our economic performance and fiscal management. Welcome to a nation's pride of energized performance. NGC, locally owned, globally growing.
All right, we are about to kick Music Mondays off on this wonderful Monday morning. Music Mondays brought to you courtesy of friends at the National Gas Company, and you heard at the top of the show that beautiful piece on our national instrument by Mia Gormandy, and she is here with us. She's a well-traveled panelist, and we're going to get to know her just a bit. Mia, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You, Mia, first of all, tell me about that first piece you did. What I mean, it sounded totally different from everything I've ever heard on the pan.
That piece was actually Mozart's Sonata in A.
and
what was it?
Mozart's Sonata in A.
Right.
And it's a classical piece that I chose to play on the steel pan because I just love how it sounds on national instrument.
Yeah, I mean, I am always amazed. One regret I probably have in my life is that I did not learn to play the pan when I was much younger. Tried to learn a couple last year it was, and Mary had a little lamb, and it was trouble. But it always amazes me how much you can do with our national instrument and the wide range of music, and you showed that this morning. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You've been playing the pan and traveling all around the world playing the pan.
Yes, I started very young. I started when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
And my parents brought a steel pan in my house for my older brother to learn how to play. And he was not interested. Instead, I was reaching over my head trying to play the steel pan. And the lessons for him turned into lessons for me. So I started playing the steel pan at a very young age. I entered many competitions. Yeah. I took multiple music classes, music theory, steel pan performance, etc. And at 15, I got a full scholarship to attend Northern Illinois University.
Right.
So I went to the United States and I got a bachelor's degree and master's degree in steel pan performance. Then I went to Florida State University and attained another master's degree in ethnomusicology, and now I'm a PhD candidate in musicology at Florida State University.
So you're a music brain.
I love music.
You love, obviously, to study it for 10 years.
Yes, it's been so long.
And so you studied pan music as well?
Yes, so I didn't just focus on steel pan performance because that was, I guess, my earlier part of studying in the United States. But I wanted to do musicology as well because I felt like there was a lack of steel pan scholarship within the steel pan world in Trinidad and outside of Trinidad. And a lot of the steel pan scholarship or a lot of the steel pan books and different articles that I was reading were not by Trinidadians, talking about the steel pan in Trinidad and Tobago as a culture. Not that Trinidadians don't write about it, it's just not as many books as you would find other people writing. So I thought that, I wanted to do musicology because I also wanted to write and study culture and music and how steel pan has uplifted Trinidad and Tobago as a culture.
Yeah. Are we, and I don't want to stray too much from you, but I just really, because of what you said there, I just want to get this quickly in. Are we as a country losing the pan?
No, I've heard many people ask me that, and I've heard this discussion taking place among Trinidadians and outside. In my personal opinion, the steel pan was invented in Trinidad and Tobago. That's history. That cannot be taken away. And because of that, and because it's our national instrument, I don't feel like it's being taken away from us. Instead, I feel like it's being shared. Because I've spent so much time outside of Trinidad and I've seen how the steel pan is embraced in the US, I've seen how the steel pan is embraced in Japan. It's not like they're taking it away. They actually pay a lot of tribute to Trinidad and Tobago by playing calypso music, by playing soca music, and by traveling to Trinidad for Panorama, to take part in musical festivities here in Trinidad. So my personal opinion is no, we're not losing it. What it seems to be is more of a sharing throughout the world. The steel pan is being shared.
All right.
Other people might disagree, but that's my opinion.
No. I was in Jamaica recently, and someone was actually saying that it's from Bahamas.
Oh man!
I jumped in quickly. I said, no. I jumped in quickly. I said no. And that's what I'm just talking about. Sometimes you hear little fringes that
so people almost saying that it's not. No, not.
And the
not
origin is not your experience.
Not in my experience. Everybody who I have taught steel pan in the United States for 3 years, and I always identify Trinidad. I talk about Trinidad and Tobago as a culture. I talk about the history. I talk about the main pioneers in steel pan. To make sure that they get an education. And some people come to me saying, "Oh yeah, pan's from Trinidad." So I know that information is being spread. Maybe it could be spread more, but it is being disseminated internationally.
So, you said, of course, when you moved to the States based on your studies, and that took you out there. But when you were here, and growing up, you were in Panorama.
Of course.
That was what Mia was doing?
Yes, I'm a member of Trinidad All Stars.
Big man.
So yes, I feel like I grew up in that band.
Right,
My family. I started when I was 10 playing in Trinidad All Stars. So I was a child and I grew up there, and now I come back, I still play with them when I have the opportunity. I will be playing with them for the International Panorama that's coming up.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because you are here for a couple of things. This is a big week for the Pan here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, it's a
starting
huge
tomorrow.
week.
Starting tomorrow from the 4th. International Panorama Conference.
International Conference on Panorama.
Wow.
So this week, it's a spectacular event for Steel Pan and for Trinidad and Tobago as a country. Because Pan Trinbago is producing the International Conference on Panorama, where panists and pan scholars and any pan aficionados from around the world are coming to Trinidad. And they're already here and they're preparing and they'll be presenting at the conference that starts tomorrow and it lasts until the 7th. Now, my part in the conference is actually producing Pastiche Steel Ensemble, and this is a group that some friends and I started back at Northern Illinois University. We found that in Illinois there was a need for a lot of pan performances, and we wanted to educate people about where pan has come from, and then we also wanted to break the boundaries of what people are used to seeing when they think of the steel pan. So we started doing a lot of experimental pieces while still playing the calypsos and going around at schools and educating children in Illinois about the steel pan, and that's how Pastiche started. And now they are coming to Trinidad to perform on August 7th as a part of
Friday. That's Friday.
That's this Friday.
That's this Friday. Where is that concert? This
Friday. This is at the Hyatt Hotel, 8 p.m. It's a part of the conference, and the tickets are $200 for general admission. So that's your group putting on that concert as part of the whole International Panorama Conference. Yes, and it's perfect because the members of the band are all from different parts of the world. I'm actually the only Trinidadian in the group. Yes. So we have 3 Americans, we have 2 Japanese panists, we have 1 Jamaican, and myself.
Wow.
And we're coming together.
So you're really sharing the pan with...
Yes, I am sharing the pan. I am sharing our culture.
Yes. Okay. And you mentioned something to me that I want to bring to the table quickly is outside of this pan conference, leading up to what is an international panorama competition.
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So the International Panorama Competition is actually August 9th, which is Sunday that's coming. And it's going to feature not just Trinidadian steel bands, but it's also going to feature steel bands from across the world. So we have steel bands coming from Japan, the United States, the UK, St. Vincent, full bands.
Full pan on the Savannah stage.
Yes.
Full bands coming from all over the world.
Coming to compete with Trinidad's best.
Serious? That has never happened before, has it?
No, this is the first one.
This is the very first one.
Yes, and that's why this
must be an amazing moment for you. I mean, as a
panist from Trinidad, and I think it's big for Trinidad in general, to put on something like this. And I feel like events like this proves that we're not losing the instrument. It's ours. It's happening here.
It's happening
people
here.
are coming here, and people understand that this is the mecca of steel pan.
Mia, thank you so much for kind of just sharing that information. Hoping that we hear much more of it as the weeks go by and then the couple of days go by. But the PAN conference, the conference of Panorama, being held at the Hyatt, is it open to the public?
Yes, you can register and become a part of the conference where you can actually attend presentations that are happening at the Hyatt.
At the Hyatt.
And for more information, people can go to www.icptt.com. ICPTT.com. So International Conference on Panorama.
Right. And it will culminate, as you said, with your concert on the 7th of August. So that's Friday at the Hyatt.
Yes.
That happens at what time?
This is at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
At the Hyatt Regency Ballroom.
At the Hyatt. And then on Sunday at the Savannah.
And Sunday at the Savannah International Panorama.
Wow. Mia is going to close off with another performance to close the show in a bit. She has another fantastic performance for us. And we're going to do our part here on A Cup of Joe, I think, throughout the month of August. I think this is just so big in our minds to celebrate our national instrument. So Mia is leading us off with her pieces. She's a well-traveled panelist across the world, representing TNT across the world. And we're going to have some of the other panelists around dropping by on a Music Monday. Look out for that in the month of August. Mia, thank you so much for kicking it off and making it happen here. Yeah, thank you very much. So what are you going to do for us when you close off?
I'm actually going to play a fun, cute piece, the theme from Super Mario Brothers.
The game.
Yep. It's Japanese and we'll be playing it on our concert.
Mia Gormady, ladies and gentlemen. Music Monday is on a Cup of Joe, a local panelist that travel all around the world representing us right here in TNT. Stay with us. Cup of Joe continues after this. Monday morning.
There are moments in the history of a nation that bookmark our collective pride and joy as a people.
The new world record holder is Brian Charles Lara.
Moments that mark a significant shift in the way we see ourselves and the way in which the world sees us. Today, the record success of NGC and all it means for us is a milestone of which we can all be duly proud as we reflect on how it all began and where it all takes us now in a global marketplace. Over the last few years, we have witnessed one of the most progressive periods in the energy sector, with new benchmarks of progress and new thinking earning us accolades around the world for our economic performance and fiscal management. Welcome to a nation's pride of energized performance. NGC, locally owned, globally growing.
Cooking is more convenient than ever with remote control from your phone. The GE Brilliant app for Android and iPhone lets you change settings, keep an eye on your appliance's status, and get maintenance alerts from Brilliant-enabled appliances, only from GE.
There's really one bank you can depend on. Friendly service every day. There's really one standard of treating you like you deserve to be. Yeah, Republic gives only the best to you. We get personal attention, so explain for your inspection.
That gentleman, young man, Karen Ford, skills in it off. He is what is now known as freestyle football, skills football. It's becoming a major thing internationally. He has been traveling all over the world doing his thing, representing Trinidad and Tobago, and he's been very, very successful. Let's welcome Karen Ford to A Cup of Joe. Welcome, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
Just saw you in Jamaica when I was there a couple of weeks ago, and you were in Jamaica because the Guinness street football was happening in Jamaica. You were there as
entertainment,
entertainment, but you also just recently also won the Caribbean Cup.
Yeah. So while I was here in Jamaica for the Guinness Street Football, there was also the Yardball Freestyle Caribbean Championship, which happened to win again. So I was pretty happy with that.
So you're basically dominating the Caribbean. For the last few years. How long have you been doing this now, Karen?
In 8 years, this year I make it 8 years now, and 4 years professionally.
Yeah, because I remember when I first met you and I interviewed you, and I was able to skills with you because I could have probably beat you at that point in time, but you get better over the 8 years. Tell me about what you've done over the 8 years, because I mean, freestyle football, you are not a footballer. You did not play football. What attracted you to freestyle football and skills football?
The funny thing is, it was actually football. Like when I was back in high school, everyone in my high school class was on the football team.
Right.
So like I was like, all right, I can be the crappiest guy in the class. So like I had to try and make the team too. And like I tried. Some of my friends used to practice juggling a lot. So you know what? Or practice juggling to get more control, to like get a better first touch on the field.
Yeah.
And within that, you know, about 6 months into this practicing juggling and stuff, you know, I came back from one summer vacation and I was like, everyone was like, hey, look forward to juggle, look forward to reason. What jail is this?
Yeah.
And yeah, about 6 months into it after, most of the guys like kind of slowed down in the football, but I was enjoying the juggling. And then 2 other guys called Kennedy Ekwe and Kevin Fevek, they introduced me to the freestyle, and then, you know, I keep practicing with it. And about 8 months into it, you know, I started practicing the freestyle with them, and eventually they stopped, but I continued, and then Red Bull came and hosted the first national qualifications.
Right.
I entered it and won.
That was the first major thing for you. Yeah.
That was the first big one, and then the champion got to fly to Argentina for a regional competition with South America and some of the other Caribbean countries. And like when I got there and see the level those guys was at, like those guys were practicing like 5-6 years already and stuff, so they were at a high level, and I was like, these guys make a living out of this. So I was like, you know what, I think this is my new dream, this is my new calling, like this is what I want to do for a living, and never stop from there.
And is that what you're doing now? Are you making a living out of this freestyle?
As every job, it has its struggles and stuff, but I mean, like, get to travel the world like often, you know, do big shows, meet a lot of famous people. It's like kind of like a dream come true kind of scenario kind of thing.
Where has freestyle football taken you?
I've been to after this year now, I've been to 18 countries. So I've been to about probably 8 countries in Europe. I've been to Africa, South America, Canada. Like just each year, I just keep going to new places. So it's like, and it's amazing to see how much freestyling and growing in some of the countries that was really slow and like underdeveloped and stuff. So it's like, I was happy to see this.
Yeah. What we do here, because I mean, our style of football and I suppose your style of freestyle, is it different from what you've seen out there, especially in Europe and Africa? Different?
Yeah, big difference.
What's the major difference, you
like,
think?
Freestyle-wise, like the Japanese, for instance, they love to incorporate like musicality, like playing with the music, beats with the music to do the stuff, and a lot of breakdance influence they have in their style.
Right.
Europeans, they go more hardcore, like more technical kind of stuff. And when it comes to football, like I don't know, just like the quick play, the vision. I find some of the South Americans and some of the Europeans have like completely different game compared to Trinidad.
And then how would you describe what you do? Is it influenced from a Trinidad perspective at all?
I would say like I practice a lot of all around. So like I try to incorporate everything. So like I like to play, I love musicality as well. So like actually when I just started freestyle, Japanese was my biggest influence. So like I said, look at the Japanese style a lot. And now I realize, so when competitions, you have to have a lot of technical skill as well. So like I started practicing more technical stuff right now and stuff. So I'm a bit of a mixture of everything. So like I try to go technical and musicality, you know, play with the board, play with the music, everything.
Yeah, I've seen a couple other guys, as I said, jump on, and locally I'm talking about here now doing it. But Karen, you've been I suppose leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else locally and now regionally, because you're back-to-back Caribbean champion. What are you seeing for the discipline here locally? Is it growing based on your own success, based on what you've done with the sport?
In recent years with Red Bull, like Red Bull was like the big major something. So like, you know, all the freestylers had something to like, you know, look forward to compete in or something. But now like since it stopped and stuff, it really slowed it down, because like a lot of freestylers quit after it. It was like, you know, it have nothing for freestyle now.
No backing, no financial backing.
Then within the recent years when Guinness started to back up, a lot of guys started back freestyling and stuff. So that it was dying, and then it started back building up. And then, you know, I'm like kind of one of the ambassadors of the scene behind in the Caribbean. So like, you know, I try to help anyone willing to learn how to sell, you know, come or teach you some stuff, come and train with me and stuff. And like behind the scenes as well, you know, I help with the same yard ball competition in Jamaica. I was one of the coordinators as well. So even while I was here, I was helping coordinate some of the stuff. You know, I try to help behind the scene as well to like get anyone who interested involved in the scene and stuff.
No, a professional footballer is hard work. Is days of training and months of training, and when you prepare. What do you do in terms of preparation? What's your training like?
My training regimen is basically like I train 4 hours a day, 6 days a week.
And that's physical training or skills training?
That includes like 45 minutes fitness training, and the rest that's technical with the ball kind of stuff. And it's also a lifestyle. So it's like when I wake up in the morning, the time I eat, what I eat, everything like everything that revolves around freestyle for me. Yeah.
Seeing a future though, Karen?
Yeah.
You think it will grow? You think you can?
Yeah. Honestly, I believe it's gonna become huge really soon, especially in like the Caribbean and stuff. Mainly in Trinidad, Dominica, and Jamaica. I think that's really good potential.
Yeah.
Jamaica actually held the first freestyle football reality TV show. So it's like that shows like it's becoming something big.
Yeah. So they did a reality TV show with it. Yeah. Are you heading out soon to Europe?
Yeah. So I enter Europe in the next 2 weeks. So I'm gonna actually enter the biggest, which is called in Liberec, Czech Republic.
Right.
Which so far it has like 300 guys registered to compete to be the world champion. So like it's the toughest tournament.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun as well. Like, you know, it's not like football. Like everyone stays in the same hotel. Everyone chills together. Everyone like, you know, exchange skills, you know, give each other tips and stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, excellent. Hey, I want to wish you all the best, brother, because you've certainly done so much with this sport. And it just really goes to show you find something that you love, you're passionate about, and you're good at. Stick with it. Yeah. Because Karen, I mean, I've seen him grow. I've seen when he entered the discipline 8 years ago, and he's traveling the world, and making it into something of a success. Hey, congratulations, my brother.
Thanks, man.
Double-time Caribbean champion of freestyle football. Give us a little something to go out. Karen will give us a little something to go out with. He's heading out to Europe to represent TNT with over 300 participants worldwide in Europe and the Czech Republic. Wishing him all the best here from the Cup of Joe family. We take a short break, folks. Karen will skills up. I want to show you too much, right? Karen will skills off when we come back, and after this, much more to come here on the show.
is unique for its freshness, quality, richness and flavour. That comes from single origin 100% pure Ceylon tea, the world's finest tea. That makes a world of difference. Once you taste Dilmah, you'll never go back to ordinary tea.
There's really one bank you can depend on. Friendly service every day. There's really one standard of treating you like you deserve to be. Yeah, Republic gives only the best to you. We get personal attention, so explain for your inspection.
Alright, we're back TNT. Thanks for staying with us. Copper Joe, we are coming to you live from the Cape Rock Hotel in Uptown Port of Spain. Fantastic show, as I said, we have for you today. We're going into a Cup for a Cause segment, that segment where we reach out to all those organizations doing so much on the ground. And we spoke a lot about children. Of course, we're in the summer holidays, and the children and children-related organizations will come to the fore a lot over the course of this season. We are dealing with an organization by the name, the acronym KIND, K-I-N-D. It simply stands for Kids in Need of Direction. All right, Kids in Need of Direction. KIND. We have the head social worker here with us, Christine Ford. We'll be sharing a little information about KIND. And Christine, thanks for being here with us. First of all, KIND, give us a little background as to the organization. Obviously, it's focusing on children. What are you guys trying to accomplish on the ground?
Okay, thank you to the viewing public, and thanks for having me on the show. KIND started almost 19 years ago.
19 years ago?
That's right.
Wow.
And it came after our chairperson, Mrs. Karina Jardine Scott, and her husband visited India. And they observed that there were a lot of poverty in India, and children were actually not attending school. They were walking around the street with no sort of family support, etc. And on their return to Trinidad, they decided that they're going to make an attempt into the poverty that existed in Trinidad and Tobago. So KIND started simply as an organization where they would just distribute hampers to needy families. But after a while, they began visiting the homes and realized that the children were not attending school, so it took KIND to another level. Subsequent to that, we began assisting children by providing transport to get them to and from school, in addition to providing supplementary hampers to help build their nutritional needs. KIND, as I said before, is 19 years old, and if you were to look at a young child growing, and at 19 we are now moving into adulthood, and some changes have taken place in order that our children benefit more.
Yeah.
So that's basically the history of KIND.
And you guys would reach out to homes? I mean, how do you directly impact children in society? Where would you, how do you reach out to homes, children's homes?
No, we reach out to any at-risk, literacy challenged, disadvantaged family throughout the entire Trinidad and Tobago. And our clients come to us in several ways. They are referred to us sometimes by government agencies, or they may come to us because of the assistance that was provided to past clients, and they refer clients to us, or some of them just walk in because of where we are located. They would come in to inquire about what we do, and then from some of them we would have to assist them because of the challenges they're experiencing. So it's across the board, and these clients would come to us. We would do an initial intake. Following that, we'll do a home visit and then assess their needs and then provide the necessary assistance for them, with the aim of ensuring that the kids stay in school, and not only stay in school, function at the level that they could perform academically, but because not all of us can be doctors or lawyers, but at least stay in school and get a basic education.
Where are you guys located?
We are located at the corner of Pashley Street and Eastern Main Road in Laventille.
Right.
And it's a blue building cut in yellow and red. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
If you're coming from the Port of Spain area, it's the first set of traffic lights when you leave CGA, those of you who know Success Laventille.
Yeah.
And as you leave the traffic lights, you made an immediate left and you'll be into our compound.
Right. Christine, how it's 19 years old, the
That's
organization.
Right.
How long have you been doing work with the organization?
I have been the head social worker of KIND for the past 4 years.
4 years. You know, more and more of these segments we do on the show, I'm always amazed why organizations such as yourselves are not promoted more. It is just a little pet peeve of mine in terms of why you guys do so much work. You're fulfilling a very, very important role in society. Why are you not? That's just a pet peeve I wanted to get out there. But that leads me to the question of reaching out to helping those that really need your services. And that may not always be the case, because some of the children that really need may not walk into your door. The parents that really need help with their children may not walk into your door. Are you how, if at all, you guys are trying to bridge that gap between children that really need your services?
Well, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, some people are afraid for reaching out for that help.
Yeah.
And there are several occasions where we would have assistant a family, give them a contract to sign in that, because now that we are helping you, we'll expect certain things from you. And
so
they would resist, yes, a contract in that they would agree to do a few things. If we were to use their pictures in the media, it would require that you would have to fill out a monthly report form from the school. That would indicate that the money that we give them for transport assistance is being utilized. And that form will also indicate the progress of the child in school and also whether or not that child would need additional assistance in terms of tuition, which we also provide. So there are lots of things, and ensure that the child is registered, they're immunized and stuff like that. So some of those things the parents are not willing to do, so they would refuse our help.
Yeah.
Others, yes, I agree that the need for assistance is growing, but we are a small organization, yet we try to cover as much as Trinidad and Tobago. But given our small staff, we are limited, but we are aware of the extent of the poverty, especially in the countryside areas. Within the last year, we have expanded our help to areas in terms of library. That is because we were referred, and right now we assist 3 families down there, and it's kind of disheartening to know that they reside in what we call the oil belt of Trinidad and Tobago, and you would be surprised to see the extent of the poverty that exists in library. But we are there to help. We can't have everyone, and some organizations, as you would know, you have to be known for mainly something, because if for some reason a client or a family would come and present certain problems to us, we would refer them.
Yeah.
So we have that sort of network, because we cannot do everything to everyone.
Yeah.
You know?
You are an NGO?
Yes, we are.
NGO. So your funding is government based?
Well, well, you would probably understand why I'm smiling, but
yes,
we do not get any funding from government.
No.
Our funding, we get grants from international agencies. We also receive grants from companies and donors, corporate citizens. That's how we get our funding, and we also do fundraising. So it's a lot of begging, but we beg because of the children.
Yeah. It's too early in my season to complain, but that's one of my pet peeves as well. In terms of government assistance for organizations such as yourself, I think you guys doing the work on the ground, and I mean, as I said, it's a societal thing that needs addressing, and we're not addressing it.
I agree with you, because from where I sit, I feel that we fill a gap for the government, because some of the clients who would come to us would say that they had gone to Ministry of Social Development, other ministries, and then they were referred to us. So we are filling a gap.
Yeah.
So at least we are saving some lives.
So you're only existing in terms of an office
in Laventille, but we try to span our reach as far and wide as Trinidad and Tobago.
And I suppose a network of social workers.
Yes. We would interact or network with social workers in the government by some of them referring clients to us.
Okay.
And sometimes because of an issue that may occur in the school that the client we would be assisting, they may come in and ask questions to ensure that things are being done appropriately, just to clarify some gray lines.
How, and in terms of the schools, do you go to schools?
Well, yes.
Or do you have to be invited? and I know there may be a little bureaucracy there, but do you have to be
Yes.
invited to a school, or do you offer yourselves to schools?
We offer ourselves to schools
Yeah.
in that we would contact the principal and let us know that we want to come and do a demonstration.
Yeah.
And within the last couple of years, that is how we have gotten most of our clients. You know, the principal, we would ask the principal to identify a family or any children who may be challenged in not coming to school, and they would refer them to us, and then we provide the help. It may not be everything, but at least we try to help as much as possible, because we want at the end that the parent and the family learn to fish.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. So that you've started the process, they can continue.
That's right.
Kind, ladies and gentlemen, kids in need of direction, and this organization trying their best. Christine, sorry, you want to leave me some information if people want to reach out to you guys? Are you on the social media platforms and so on?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We are on Facebook. You can view our website at www.kindkids.net.
Kindkids.net. Right.
Okay. I just want to leave you with this quote from Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes.
Be the change that you want to be. We are witnessing in society a lot of our young people going along the negative path, and because of your funding that you would offer to Kind or give to Kind, it would certainly go a long way in helping us provide the necessary assistance to ensure that, if not all, but most of these kids stay on the right path and become contributing members of society. If you want, you can contact us at the following phone numbers. They are 626-6333 or 626-5463, and you can go to any First Citizen Bank and ask for the Kids in Need of Direction account and deposit as much money as you can.
You can donate to the cause.
Yeah. And donation could be in many ways, either by financially, we take supplementary hampers, dry goods, used clothes, your time, you can volunteer your skill to help build the capacity of Kind.
Yeah. The Children of Our Nation, organizations such as Kind, doing their part to try to make it a better Trinidad. The future lies within the children of our society. Thank you very much, Christine Ford, for dropping by and sharing, hoping that it falls on the ears that it needs to fall on. You guys will continue to grow, 19 years and growing.
That's right.
And I'm hoping that there's a Kind in East, West, North, and South in coming years. And you all can reach out as far as possible, even Tobago.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Christine Ford of Kind, Kids in Need of Direction. They are trying to supply that direction through social workers, very much like Christine. We're moving on, folks. So much more to come on the show after this. Do stay with us. This is A Cup of Joe.
There's really one bank you can depend on. Friendly service every day. There's really one standard of treating you like you deserve to be. Yeah. Republic gives only the best to you. We get personal attention, so explain for your inspection.
Introducing the industry's first ever bottle wash feature. Dedicated jets are built into the upper rack and can be turned on or off. When selected, the jets direct water deep inside items like baby bottles, travel mugs, and sports bottles. It's a confident clean you can count on.
There are moments in the history of a nation that bookmark our collective pride and joy as a people.
The new world record holder is Brian Charles Lara.
Moments that mark a significant shift in the way we see ourselves and the way in which the world sees us. Today, the record success of NGC and all it means for us is a milestone of which we can all be duly proud as we reflect on how it all began and where it all takes us now in a global marketplace. Over the last few years, we have witnessed one of the most progressive periods in the energy sector, with new benchmarks of progress and new thinking earning us accolades around the world for our economic performance and fiscal management. Welcome to a nation's pride of energized performance. NGC, locally owned, globally growing.
right, that's it, TNT. Time to put a wrap on it. Music Mondays will finish off our show. Mia Gormady is coming up next. Just before she gives us her final performance on the show, remember you can follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search Cup of Joe TT. If you want to be part of the show, drop us an email at acupofjoett@gmail.com. And of course, if you missed us in the daytime, you can check us out anytime on our YouTube channel. Folks, whatever inside your cup, enjoy it, make the best of it, and remember to share it. Here is Mia Gormady with a little piece out of the Super Mario Brothers video game on our national instrument. Let's take a listen, and we'll see you tomorrow, TNT.
Music Mondays comes to you courtesy the National Gas Company, the energy of human potential.